Guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2025 Porsche Cayenne SE Hybrid.
And a big thanks to Greg and the rest of the management and staff here at Porsche of Clearwater for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium performance car or SUV in the Clearwater, St. Petersburg, Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Greg.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Cayenne has been Porsche's luxury performance SUV since 2003. The third generation Cayenne that you see here has been with us since 2019, sharing a platform with some serious names such as the Audi Q7 or the Q8 for the coupe that we have here, as well as the Bentley Bentayga and Lamborghini Urus. The third generation Cayenne features 50/50 aluminum to steel construction, resulting in 143 pounds of weight savings despite this generation's larger size. The third generation Cayenne received a facelift last year for 2024, featuring styling tweaks, a new 12.6-inch digital gauge display, standard matrix LED headlamps, and Porsche also upped the power by 13 horsepower for the base 3-liter twin-turbo V6 and brought back the V8 for the S with a 34 horsepower increase versus the previous 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6. The 2025 Cayenne adds a GTS model, which is sitting between the very athletic S and the monster Turbo GT, with a 25 horsepower power boost compared to the S. There are 7 trims available for the 2025 Cayenne, each with its own specific power plant, and you can add about $2,500 to the coupe if that's what you prefer. The base 3-liter V6 is still a very strong power plant, cranking out 348 horsepower, 368 pound-feet of torque, enough to get the Cayenne to 60 in 4.7 seconds with an $85,000 base price. You can upgrade to the E Hybrid, which cranks out 463 horsepower, 0 to 60 time at around 4.1 seconds, with a base price of around $98,000. The S is probably where we're going to start talking about the more fun versions of the Cayenne, with the 4-liter twin-turbo V8, which cranks out 468 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque, and it sounds amazing. 0 to 60 in around 3.9 seconds, and a base price of $102,000. You can go above the S to the SE Hybrid, which is what we have here, which mates the 3-liter twin-turbo V6 to a stronger battery pack, combined output of 512 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, a 0 to 60 time at around 3.7 seconds, and a $107,000 base price. The GTS, which is the new trim level for 2025, gets the 4-liter twin-turbo V8, but the higher output version of it, cranking out 493 horsepower, 486 pound-feet of torque, with a 3.6 second 0 to 60 time and a $125,000 base price. The higher trims, or the 2 highest trims, start with the Turbo E Hybrid with a $153,000 base price, and it's a monster at 729 horsepower, 700 pound-feet of torque, 3.1 second 0 to 60 time, and the top of the line 2025 Cayenne is the Turbo GT, which makes a little bit less power than the E Hybrid, but serious weight savings, 650 horsepower, 626 pound-feet of torque, enough to get the Cayenne to 60 in 2.8 seconds with a $197,000 base price. But here we have the Cayenne SE Hybrid with a $107,000 base price, an additional $2,500 for the coupe that we have here. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So first thing we notice is this beautiful dark blue metallic paint color. I'll leave a link right here to show you the exact name of it, and the standard matrix LED headlamp. So you have black headlight housing with a metallic wood flare to it, Porsche written in the headlight housing, LED daytime running light, ton of airflow for the radiator up front and intercooler in each corner. Camera helping us out with the 360. Beneath that we have our sensor for the advanced safety features, full front parking sensing, and just a beautiful overall front end design. The wheel and tire setup, we get these beefy 22-inch black and silver contrasted rims wrapped in Yokohama all-season tires. They're a contrasted tire setup. They're 285 wide up front, 40 sidewalls and 22-inch rims, and a massive brake caliper. It looks like 6 pistons. I'll leave a link right here. They're not drilled or slotted rotors, but still should do the job with these monster brake calipers. All body color trim for the wheel well area, additional side sensor helping us out with the 360. E Hybrid badge in the upper part of the fender area, body color mirrors, We get an additional camera to help us out with the 360 on the mirrors, blind spot monitoring on the glass. We get 4-door smart access, black trim for the window trim and pillars, full glass roof which contrasts this blue metallic paint color really nicely. It would be a better contrast if this was a lighter paint, but still looks really clean. I'll take a step back. Hopefully you can pick up the side profile and the subtle fender flares for each wheel well. Hopefully you can pick that up on camera. We mentioned the contrasted or offset wheel design. They're 285s up front, but 315s out rear. Still the Yokohama all-season tires and the black and silver contrasted 22-inch rims. And a dual piston green contrasted Porsche Brembo style brake caliper, additional side sensor out rear, and right here you can see this coupe design reminds me a lot of course the Audi A8, but also the Lamborghini Urus, especially from this angle. Full LED taillights, turn signals, and reverse lights. Shout out Porsche of Clearwater for helping make this review possible. We get a matte Porsche badge for the trunk area, and the LED light connects all throughout. Wiper housed in the spoiler area, quad exhaust tips, and speaking of the quad exhaust tips, let's fire up this 3-liter twin-turbo V6 with the sport exhaust and the beefy hybrid setup, cranking out a combined 512 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, while being excellent on fuel and still sounding good. But speaking of sounding good, let's fire up this 3-liter twin-turbo V6 and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 3-liter twin-turbo V6 hybrid sold by Porsche for the 2025 Cayenne SE hybrid. And it sounds really good. It's nice that Porsche still allows you to rev up this 3-liter twin-turbo V6 with the active exhaust. And again, as you guys heard, it does sound surprisingly nice, cranking out a monstrous amount of power. At 512 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, you can expect 0 to 60 in the mid to high 3-second range, making it a monster performer, competitive with vehicles significantly more expensive than this while still getting excellent fuel economy. We can shut this hood right down, take a step back, walk around this 2025 Cayenne SE hybrid, and let's take a step inside and see what we get with about a $110,000 base price for this SE hybrid coupe. We get leather stitch materials up top, wood grain beneath it, piano black separating the 2 tiers, a magnesium door handle, 3-person memory seats, lock and unlock, soft touch materials all throughout, and a pretty gushy soft armrest. 4-window auto-on touch, trunk release, gas cap release, power folding mirrors, and 4-way adjustable. All soft touch materials for the sides, soft touch beneath, heel stack 2 or 3 footlongs, and a 24-ounce water bottle right next to it. We get 2 Bose speakers on the door panel, aluminum illuminated Cayenne S nameplate. As we step inside, we get the 2-tone contrasted seats, perforated, heated, and ventilated, fully adjustable, 4-way lumbar. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide with thigh support. But taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start, stop. It starts us off in the electric hybrid mode. E-Power is what they call it. You can use these drive modes to go over to Sport, turns on the engine, and Sport Plus opens up the active exhaust and also drops the air suspension. The other drive modes that we get are off-road and E-Power. So we'll start off in Sport Plus, really open her up, try it out in E-Power and hybrid and see what changes up. But in Sport Plus, mid to high 3 seconds, 0 to 60, this thing is gonna be a monster. So the steering wheel for the Cayenne, it's sporty, just like the rest of Porsche's lineup. It's pretty thick, fat 10 and 2, but a perfect 9 and 3. Nice feeling frame area. I kind of wish they gave us the carbon frame at this price point, but still feels pretty good. Rubberized horn area, the horn loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way, and you can just tell how well isolated this interior is from the outside. Thick single pane of glass, cruise control in the left corner, voice commands, volume and skip as well. We can hang up and answer our phone calls on the right side, and our infotainment adjustments. Right now we're looking at the adjustments for the center display. You can check out all of your potentially different views. You can even have a map for the center display, but my personal favorite would be the screen that we were originally left at. You can adjust the right side as well, see everything that can be potentially adjusted. Tire pressure, G-forces, and a regular speedometer that goes up to 200 miles per hour. It's a 12.6-inch digital gauge display. It was all new last year for 2024. We'll turn these air vents down by one. Hopefully it's not altering your guys' audio. Magnesium paddle shifters with a very good resistance to it. The stocks have a very satisfying click. Auto headlamps, high beams, and auto rain sensing wipers. Wood trim separating the two tiers of soft touch. We get a leather dashboard, heads up display. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Pretty decent overall display. Auto headlamps in the corner. You can turn on the rear lights. Soft touch even for the bottom portion. Hopefully you get a good look at the pedals. Porsche clock in the center. The touchscreen, let's check it out. The response is excellent. Let's check out the navigation. Really high resolution response, just like for the touchscreen. Fantastic. We can recenter it. Great resolution, great response. The vehicle settings, let's check them out. Drive mode selector, chassis control, the air suspension level, and the sport exhaust system. Our assistance, trip, and comfort settings as well. My personal favorite would be to look at the navigation, so we'll leave it there. Air vents beneath it. You have a lid, which is piano black, for your charge ports, 2 USB-C ports, and a wireless phone charger. Dual zone automatic front climate control with a separate climate control out rear, heated and ventilated front seats, volume dial, nice storage for phone or a wallet, 12 volt. You'll fit 24-ounce water bottles in these cup holders. Nice grab handle, which is soft touch on the outside, hard plastic for the rest of the center area, decently soft armrest, and okay amount of space. You'll lay down 4 or 5 12-ounce cans in there, so not the most spacious mid-sized glove box, but really can't complain too badly. We have an additional display for the passenger. Not quite sure if you could pick this up on camera. They give you like a privacy screen, so it's hard for me to see from the driver's perspective. But you have just about everything that you would have from this touchscreen, just a little bit of a more personalized view for the passenger. And you can also plug in your phone, get some add-ons in the aftermarket and connect it and do whatever it is that you would need to do from this additional screen. Navigation screen, just like the same thing as the driver's screen, so pretty interesting design. It's nice that the passenger wants to hide their playlist or whatever they're doing from the driver with the privacy screen, though without USB or HDMI connectability, I really don't think this is the most useful feature, but I'm sure you can aftermarket do an HDMI setup for that additional screen. The glove box beneath it, soft touch for the outsides, lined felt and massive. You're fitting 3540 license plates, easily fitting 2 or 3 pairs of shoes. Wood for the center of the dashboard, frameless auto dimming rear view mirror, 3 garage home link settings on the glass. It's not a digital rear view mirror. The interior lights are touch sensitive and LED. We can open up the glass for this massive roof. It's not a panoramic moonroof because it doesn't open, but the entire roof is glass, and as you'll see, it'll bring a ton of light into the cabin. I'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light gets brought into the cabin. But that's about it for at least the front seat of this 2025 Cayenne SE Hybrid Coupe. With a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 E-Machine, 512 horsepower, 553 pound-feet, $110.4 for the base price, $2,840 for the all-grave or all-garve blue metallic, $41.90 for the leather interior with black and chalk contrast, $12.80 for the rear axle steering. That'll be interesting to see when we take it out for a drive. $32.20 for the sport exhaust system. $55.90 for the sport design package with high gloss black. $320 for the heated GT steering wheel. $160 for the fuel cap. $300 for the Porsche crest on the headrest. $25.40 for the 22-inch RS Spider design wheels. $640 for the interior trim. $1130 for the exclusive design taillights. $1540 for the passenger display. $14.90 for the heads-up display, $320 for the under-door puddle light projector, $730 for the door sill guards with brushed aluminum, and $55.70 for the Premium Package Plus, giving us the Bose surround sound system, 4-zone climate, and the HD Matrix Design LED headlamps, totaling us out after a $1,995 destination at $144,255. This thing is loaded, but it's also pretty expensive for the segment. Fuel economy, you guys can pause, take a look. Surprisingly good on gas considering the power output with 27 miles of all-electric range. Also pretty solid. We'll check out the all-electric range when we take it out for a drive, but it says 37 miles for the center. Maybe that's for the hybrid, but I do think that's for the electric range. So not quite sure why the sticker only says 27. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat of the 2025 Cayenne SE Hybrid. Let's take a step out back, see how much space is offered back here, as well as the overall quality. So we get that soft leather up top, magnesium for the center, lock and unlock 2 Bose speakers, soft armrest, auto one-touch window, and a decent storage pocket. It's lined in felt. You'll probably fit a couple footlongs, but diagonally. Make sure you're limited on the sauce or it might spill. Illuminated aluminum Cayenne nameplate as we step inside. The second row seats are well bolstered. We get that two-tone contrast and perforation. They're heated second row seats. Unfortunately, at this price point, not ventilated. Would expect ventilated seats at $144,000, almost $145,000. Legroom, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have like 8 inches of knee room, headroom, about 2 inches. So if you're under 6'6", 6'7", you'll have no issue sitting in the back of a Cayenne. If you guys saw my Macan GTS video, it was starting to get a little bit towards the cramped side. I'm just like a little bit over 6 foot, under 6'1", and I had no issues back there, but anybody over 6'1", 6'2", may start to feel a little bit cramped. So this Cayenne does give you a serious improvement when it comes to interior space. We get air vents to blow directly into our face from 2 different directions, additional air vents on the B-pillar, and a full 4-zone climate control. 12-volt, 2 USB-C ports, cargo nets behind both of the front seats, a ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to this massive glass roof. Interior lights are LED, and we get hooks for both of the grab handles. Center cubby, got to jab our hand into it to access, but we get leather on both sides. You'll fit 16 to 24 ounce bottles, shot glass in the center. Not quite sure if that's what it's for. It is for like coffee cup or coffee mugs with handles so they can fit in the cup holders. It also fits shot glasses, though I wouldn't encourage bringing those if you're driving. Anyway, let's take a step out of here. That's about it for the second row. Let's check out the trunk, cargo space, and then take this 2025 Cayenne SE Hybrid out for a drive. So underneath the trunk area in the center is the button to open it up. And as you guys see, it's a large cargo area, even for the coupe, which slopes down the roof, of course, but it still has a pretty decent amount of space. To leave a link right here, show you exactly how much with the second row up and with the second row down. The step-in, it's pretty low at around 6 feet tall. My knees almost at the same level as the step-in. So if you have older or smaller pets, they shouldn't have the toughest time hopping back here, but with the sloped roof, they will be a little bit limited for the head space. We get cargo net in the corner. It's perfect for grocery bags, secret storage. Let's check it out. With the battery pack, it's not gonna be a whole lot, but you can fit a little bit with our subwoofer down below as well. The seats do fold down 40-40-20. You also have rear air suspension adjustments if you want to have a lower entry for one reason or another, and 2 buttons to drop the trunk. The button on the left drops it, the button on the right drops it and locks the SUV. We don't need a lock though, so we'll press the button on the left, and as soon as you press it, the liftgate starts to close. So make sure you're aware of that, because if you have grocery bags in your hands and you press the button and you're still standing there, you will get doofed in the head. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of this beautiful 2025 Porsche Cayenne SE Hybrid. I never thought that I would be a fan of an electrified performance SUV, but this thing still sounds really good. We can still rev it up, get the sport exhaust, great sound, great response with this hybrid system, as you'll see when we take it out for a drive. And we're talking over 500 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in the 3s. And speaking of that, let's take this 2025 Porsche Cayenne SE Hybrid out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 Porsche Cayenne SE Hybrid. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. But starting it off in Sport Plus, the steering's still really, really light, but with the rear axle steering, it's nimble. As soon as you turn the wheel, this thing's changing directions instantly. It holds the gear a little more aggressively in Sport Plus. The air suspension is really soft with the ride quality. Brakes feel good, but they feel like they need about a half a second or so to respond. We'll let these guys get a little bit of distance. We can take a step out here, open her up a little bit once we're situated off the line, on the gas. Oh my God. Wow, you look down and you're flying. I did not think we were going that fast. I was getting ready to say that I could see 0 to 60 happening closer to 4, but I looked down and we were going decently quicker than 60. Instant response. Yeah, and the transmission just as instant as the response is. Yeah, pretty good for a vehicle this size. Throwing it in, nimble feeling with the reverse steering, instant rev match downshifts, throwing it in quicker than we should. Great handling. Ooh. Yeah, no need to push it any further. This is a really, really fast SUV. Fourth gear. Well, it actually downshifts you because the gas pedal here has that clicky feature. Not sure if you know what I'm talking about, but when you click it, it automatically puts you in the most efficient gear. Try it out, fourth gear, just lean into it. Guys, this is a really good responding, strong power plant. Yeah, okay. Well, we don't have to beat it up any further. Let's take it out of Sport Plus, throw it into just hybrid mode, see what changes up. Everything gets a lot quieter, that's for sure. Keeping up with highway traffic is just about effortless. Yeah, the electric power plant still gives you a lot of usable torque. Uphill. Accelerates just about effortlessly. This thing is strong. I do want to try it out in pure EV and see how it is. And I will say, I do wish that we had a different tire selection. There's nothing wrong with the Yokohama tires, but for a $145,000 car, I would prefer if we had something a little bit more towards like the higher end of the tire company. Not that Yokohama doesn't make expensive tires too. It's just when you see a $145,000 car, you would probably expect to see Pilot, Super Sports, or something along those lines, Pirelli tires. You wouldn't expect to see Yokohama. But as a result, you do hear a little bit more road noise than I would particularly love to hear. Normal mode, the steering gets a little bit more light, but to be expected. Throw it into Sport Plus. Just one more time for these twisty bits. Brakes feel good. Snappy. Handling is excellent. Taking a step out here, we can open her up a little bit. First gear, on the gas. Oh. Whew. Yep, definitely not beating it up anymore. I think that we figured it out quite well. Overall, guys, this thing is a beast. I hope you could pick it up on camera. Let's slow down, throw it into pure EV mode. Regenerative braking stays about the same. So in the e-power mode with the engine turned off, let's lean into it. Good torque. I mean, as you push it, eventually the engine will turn on, but yeah, there's plenty of movement here. The transmission works hand in hand with the electric motor. So as you lean into the power, even in the pure electric mode, the transmission downshifts you. Even in fifth gear though, plenty of torque, as you guys can see, picks up speed with no problem. It's just you got to keep the throttle inputs light, because as you lean into it stronger, it's going to automatically re-engage the gas motor. But overall, guys, if you're looking for a luxury performance SUV, monster performance SUV, like 0 to 60 in the mid to high 3-second range, there's very few SUVs of this size that can even come close to competing to what we have here. If that's what you're looking for, but you also want to get over 20, 25 combined MPGs, you want to be able to use 40 miles or 40-ish miles of pure electric mode, and you don't want to spend more than 110 to 120,000 bucks. I know this one's 140. You don't have to load it up this aggressively, but at around 110, 120,000 bucks, you want 0 to 60 in the mid to high 3s, and you still want 20 or 25 combined MPGs, if not more, with pure electric capability. You're looking at what I consider the best choice out on the road today. I'd recommend personally not going with the coupe, but this SE Hybrid is an awesome SUV. The response in pure electric mode, snappy. You can feel the gear shifts too of the transmission, so although you don't hear anything, it still feels like a relatively conventional experience. Either way, guys, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2025 Cayenne. If you're a gas motor guy like me, I recommend sticking to the S. You can put an aftermarket exhaust in that thing. It's going to be unreal the way it sounds. You can, from the box, get the more aggressive V8 version of this car by going for the GTS, or of course a Turbo GT. That's a whole different level of vehicle. Either way, I'd recommend going either for the S or the SE Hybrid, depending on the kind of buyer you are. If you want the performance, the sound, the true Porsche experience, go with the S. Just, you got to be okay with getting 13 to 15 miles per gallon, whereas this will be getting at least 10 mpgs more with similar performance. And a big thanks to Greg and the rest of the management and staff here at Porsche of Clearwater for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium or performance car or SUV in the Clearwater, Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Greg. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.